Like to hear it, here we go.
Scotch, bourbon, and rye, yeah, we on that whiskey. Wanna discuss an array of topics, conversation simply. Gonna drop your whiskey bars with the sip hitting fold. Could you pass and you want more? Another glass, let it flow. Steady pour. Steady pour. Yeah, a steady pour. A steady pour of growing, a steady pour of sharing, a steady pour of knowing. Now pass that Glencairn. So pull up a chair, grab a glass, and enjoy a melanin-infused perspective with a whiskey twist. Yeah, yeah, a steady pour.
Drop your whiskey bars. Go and drop your whiskey bars. Go and drop your whiskey bars. Go and drop your whiskey bars.
Trying to get it in with the caramel and sugar, kicking it in with my booger on the.
You didn't want to stop.
I had to.
Yes, sir.
You didn't have to.
I cannot with you two.
Welcome to another episode of a Steady Pour podcast. I'm your pour coach Drew,
Calvin.
Tony, what's up?
Daddy is what it do.
and we are your co-hosts. Man, as you can see, we having a fun time over here.
That was a
great time.
I was ready for the flow, man. I was like, yeah.
Just a little tidbits.
Whatever was going to happen, I was like,
bit.
yeah.
Maybe they get more next time. Get a full 16. We'll see. We'll see.
Nice.
Well, this is a review episode where we're just gonna jump right into it, and we got a special bottle.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh, what we got?
We got a special bottle, or so I've heard.
Word on the streets.
Heard from
Right.
You know, and
Even though it's halfway done.
Not quite.
leave
It will be by the end of this, for sure.
Oh, no. It's well over halfway.
And it's probably staying in his household too. So.
No.
I mean, perhaps.
He's saying no, but it's staying here.
I can guarantee you this one's going on with me.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Leave it up to Tone, our procurer of bottles, to get this bottle, and we'd be like, yeah, I'm going to save it for we can open up on the podcast. And so here we are with a half a bottle. And I guess that just speaks to how popular and perhaps how good it tastes. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm willing to see what you guys think, but
Enough with the little suspense. Tone, tell us what we got here.
So this is out of the Rare Character portfolio.
Nice.
But this is an old Cassidy label, which is actually the first of its kind and only of its kind for now. And this is a pick by Burb Your Enthusiasm.
Shout out to
So
Bird.
shout out to Frank,
Frank, what up?
New Jersey zone.
Jersey stand up.
So yeah, it's a 10.5 year Kentucky Straight Bourbon whiskey, 121 proof.
We like that. We like that.
So, you know, highly touted. A lot of reviews and people giving their thoughts on it, but I thought, let's give our thoughts on it. So
That's
Absolutely.
see what you guys think, man. So
Pour that shit up.
Is there anything behind the old Cassidy that we know about?
So I think it's another one of those old labels. It's kind of like Fortuna, right?
Okay.
That they're kind of like resurrecting an old label. But like I said, this is the only one so far. So
Okay.
there might be some more in the works. I don't know. Not this year. I've kind of been informed that this is the only release of Old Cassidy this year. But
Okay.
there might be something like coming forward, kind of like Fortuna, Brook Hill. Some of these things they're doing. That might be something they try and do more going forward. But
Nice.
as of now, this is the only
it.
But like,
the release.
but like Fortuna, they produce.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, so this is different than that. Right. This
So
is not
they
like a
don't
small
produce
batch.
Old Cassidy.
No, sir.
Okay, so then what makes it in Old Cassidy? If that makes it.
I think just the brand name, basically. So, like, Fortuna is an old brand that they resurrected.
Right.
Old Cassidy was an old label and brand that they had, but they've only done one.
Right.
Single barrel of it
And I get
so
that,
far. Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm sure they have a parameter as to what would fall under that brand.
Right.
That's a
Right.
great question. Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know
he
the
does
answer.
not
on
know
that.
the answer
I don't know.
to that.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of how I understood Fortuna, was that there's a particular profile they were
Right.
trying to
That's
They were
what
trying
I'm
to
saying.
recreate.
recreate.
Yeah,
So
Right.
wondering if
They took
I
that
haven't
recipe
heard
and recreated.
I haven't heard of that particular story for Old Cassidy, so I can't speak to that.
Are there
but
any other Old Cassidys out there?
No,
in the
no,
market?
that's it.
This is
just this one.
Nice, exclusive.
All right.
I've heard some rumors that because Rare Character does sourcing, right?
Right.
So I've heard some rumors that it might be like old wild turkey.
Okay, is
So-
that's what? Okay.
Yeah, so that might answer
Maybe.
some of your questions. Maybe that's some sourcing that maybe it's an old wild turkey barrel. I'm not saying that anyone told me that from Rare Character. I've just
Are you
heard
sure about that?
heard some things in the ether.
All right.
So
All right.
but
Just pull it
yeah,
up.
curious to see what you guys think, man.
Well, let's pour this shit up.
Pull it up, pull it up.
Wow.
Nah, forgive me. Forgive you. Get that out.
Smells delicious.
On the nose, yeah, it's definitely fruit forward.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do I need more of this?
And the dark, the,
Yes, you do.
The cherries, the
I'm not gonna finish that, but
maybe even a little bit of plum.
Yeah.
James and no giant peach.
What?
Is that what you're getting?
I don't know. Just when you said plum, that just came to my mind.
Why?
I don't know. It just. My mind is an interesting
Sometimes.
place, bro.
I wonder about
Yeah, I don't. This is who I am.
you. You just let it ride.
I think I'm getting some of the notes you said earlier, like the cherry, and even some more towards the dark fruit notes on the nose.
Kind of fig.
Yeah.
No, not fig. Date.
Okay.
Date.
I'm thinking like the dried version of it too. Like, you know what I mean? Like not the right off the plant, but like let it sit for a little bit.
That might have to do with the aged aspect
Possibly.
of it. Yeah, maybe.
Possibly.
I mean,
This is a really good aroma.
Yeah, it's nice.
Maybe some raisin in there, maybe. I don't know.
yeah.
Right. That's kind of where
Date.
I'm.
You said date.
I'm getting
Yeah.
some raisin.
Yeah.
No,
Little bit,
it's
little bit
nice.
of heat on the nose, a little bit.
Hold on, wait. I didn't get any heat.
I'm just saying, like a
Was your mouth ajar?
waft of
Little
the,
bit.
Yeah. I always, try and say that if I get a note
Kinda.
of that on the
Kind of like upper and nostrils.
Yeah.
Just kind of a little bit of
tinge.
sear.
Not overwhelming, but enough.
No.
It lets you know it's there, right?
Right. And it's more on the back end and
I mean, I think
This finish is long.
it's very long finish.
This finish is long.
Yeah, 10 years, 5 months.
All right, I'm getting something very specific. It's more like a
Speak on it.
it's not a taste. It's a feeling.
Another nostalgic moment.
feeling.
From a song.
Oh,
Speak
To
it.
describe of how long it is. So what popped in my head, you know the Alicia Keys song "Fallen"?
yes.
Could it?
You know that riff she does at the end? It goes fall. You know at the end. That's what I'm getting to describe the finish. It just keeps going,
Fallen.
keeps going. It keeps going.
Alicia Keys on the finish. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Falling on the finish.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, the finish is very, very prolonged. I will agree with that. Yeah, I'm curious to see what you guys think.
And I hate to say it, but it's fallen on the finish in more ways than one.
Ooh.
What do you
Uh-oh.
mean? It's like failing?
That's what it sounds
It
like.
doesn't like it tastes. It tastes good on the front end. Definitely tastes good, or I should say, great on the nose. Like like I like those raisiny. I like those dark fruit kind of tones on the nose. And then the finish kind of is prolonged, but not on a note that I really like.
Okay.
I could agree with
Interesting. Wow.
I like the note.
I do too.
I like the
I'm
note
not-
that it's prolonged on it.
Yep.
I know what you mean. I've had that before, I think there's a bit more of this. I mentioned fruity. You're talking about the plum and the raisin. I'm actually getting the sweetness side of the fruity, along with the tang, and that actually adds part of the finish. But yeah, so I'm enjoying it from that perspective. Yeah, so from taste to finish, I'm actually, I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah.
But
I'm saying from beginning to
right
all the way through the finish.
You're saying the finish leaves a little bit of a sour note.
Yeah.
As far as the
like in the beginning, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm expecting this finish to kind of like, oh, that's gonna ride out really nicely.
The follow through didn't hit like you were expecting.
Not really.
Okay.
Like it just and I don't want to say it takes a turn because we've had stuff that on the front end is really delicious and all of a sudden it's just like. Brr.
Yeah.
But in this, it's a slight turn. Like it's not this heavy, it's not this crazy turn, but it's just on. If you're looking through, or if you're kind of recognizing all of the layers of flavoring, when it kind of stops on a layer, it's
not the layer you want.
Right.
To end on.
Right. It's not the best layer of all the layers that I've tasted during the journey, if that makes sense.
Interesting. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't want to take away too much from it as though it takes this crazy journey and it's just like
none of it was there. Right.
But cuz it's not that.
Okay.
It's good. But there is a lot of layers that I'm tasting in it, and the layer that it finishes on is not the best of all the layers that I'm tasting.
Interesting.
I'll tell you this though, it's every bit of that 121 proof. I tasted that. I tasted the full like, and I don't mean that in a
derogatory way,
like a bad way or anything.
Yeah.
But
no, it's hot.
It
hugs you.
Yeah.
It caresses you. It's there.
Yeah.
You know it's there.
Yeah.
It's hot on the hug and the palate.
Yeah. 100%. It tastes every bit of that.
Okay.
Wow. This is 10 year, 5 months, so it's right. It's right at that tip of the.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Anybody got any pours on it?
Yeah, I can go. So again, I'm getting sweet fruit notes on the nose, on the palate. It's like a nice long finish. There's a journey that's here. I'm enjoying the notes that are on there, like I said before. So this automatically puts me at a 4, and because of the complexity and the journey that's there, I will go about 4.25. Yeah, I'll go about 4.25. And speaking of old Cassidy, you know what this reminds me of? I got my drink, get my two-step. My drink, get my two-step.
I was thinking about
Shout
that.
out to Cassidy.
Yo, Cassidy got a plug for this?
I got my drink, get my
Does
two-step.
Cassidy
My drink,
get a
get my...
That's what you're getting on the air?
Well, I was about to say,
Shout
I
out
guess
to Black and Brown, man.
I guess we know what your ear is.
It can't get no better. They got a couple songs out there.
But
That's
it can
wild.
get better.
Yeah.
Wow.
It can get
I
a
didn't
lot
choose
better.
that song to begin with, the first one. But I, got my drink, get my two-step. But yeah,
Definitely drinking the two-step. Absolutely.
And I was trying to think of other connections with the songs that you have, like I'm a hustler. Frank is definitely a hustler.
This.
Let me tell you that.
Yeah, he is. Shout out to Frank.
Cassidy.
So 4.25 is I'm giving old Cassidy.
Okay.
All right.
Anybody else? I know you're not.
I mean,
you're more of a rye guy, Darius. So I'm curious.
yeah,
I'm really curious on you.
I'm not feeling it as much as Drew is at all.
Okay.
The aroma was nice.
Okay.
I like the aroma. I got that flavor. And then there was an initial burst of flavor that I got, but then I just stopped immediately. And like Drew said, I'm tasting all of that 121 proof. And I really wasn't enjoying it that much. It kind of was a lot of heat and a long heat. Not that rye spice, it's just heat. So for me, I'm going a lot lower. I'm probably gonna go like. I'm a little mad at it. I'm gonna go like 2.75.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm not. Maybe I gotta sit with it a little bit. But for me, that initial,
listen, you gotta speak your truth.
that initial taste, it was like it was cool, and then it just ended immediately, and it was like it's just hot. Then that's it. It was just hot. It was just hot and hot. So for me, yeah.
You got any more in there?
And I drank what I had. I did. I didn't want to waste it. So I'm like, let me just keep tasting it. Maybe it'll change up for me. But no, it really it kind of stuck at that for me. So
wow.
I'm a little bit upset with it. Just a little bit.
Wow. Okay. Cal?
Honestly, I think I'm gonna go with a flat 3. I'm not mad at it, but it just doesn't have the draw. Like if we had that paired with a decent amount of other things out there, again, going back to like if I brought this to a bottle share or if somebody else brought this to a bottle share, I drank a 1 ounce pour of it. Mm-hmm. How likely am I to go back to it? I'm not mad at it. I'm not upset that I tasted it. It's quality. It tastes good. It drinks hot. I'm definitely trying something else.
Wow.
I'm not reaching back for this.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
For me, I'm putting a bit more emphasis on. Well, I like the notes, like I said before, and I'm enjoying the finish. So, I think I pushed it up to 4.25 because I could. It's like one of those things where I could take one of those sips, and I could chew on that one sip for an extended period of time, and it sits on your palate. Like it lets you know, like I'm here.
I'm here. It does
like,
to stay.
I'm here. It's still there for me.
This ain't
I'm just not liking it.
this ain't a fleeting, so easily fleeting, like,
Yeah, I get you.
So you have to, this sits on your palate. So yeah.
I get it. Tone,
okay.
What's up?
It's interesting. This is a pretty divisive bottle, which I honestly didn't expect. Because I think a lot of the reviews on it are pretty high. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's because it's a rare character, limited release. Mm-hmm. It kind of comes with that stigma of like, oh, this is going to be something top tier. Mm-hmm. But, some people aren't fans of that certain mouthfeel or notes that you get.
Right.
Yeah.
I am. I'm kind of on the Drew camp with this. So he had it at a 4.25. I'm going to put it at a 4. I think it's super solid. I definitely want more. I feel like when I mentioned it might have been sourced wild turkey. I feel like it's because I get some of the same notes, right, that I do on like.
Oh, it's definitely wild.
Right. It's definitely wild. Here we go. But like on Russell's 13, right, where you get like those certain notes, like you kind of know that I'm tasting this. Oh, it's wild turkey, right? You're getting like some of the cherry notes, right? Some of the just fruit in general notes, and then some of the baked in spice, and like we said, this is a 10.5. So Russell's 13 is aged a little bit longer, but I get some of that same feeling of like, okay, I'm going down this road of like, I'm enjoying this. This is just fit into my palate. Yeah. It doesn't fit to everybody's palate, which I get. But yeah, I mean, for me, this is definitely a 4. Definitely not mad at it. Give me some more. I just don't feel like it reaches that level of like exceptional to where, I'm going to put it at a 4.5 or a 5 where it's like best pour I've ever had. But I mean, super solid.
Yeah.
Not mad at it at all. So
respect.
Yep. 4 ounce pour.
Well, there you have it. Let us know what you guys think of the.
I was going to say, should we mention the MSRP on it? Because that might.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did you know that? Do you have that information?
Hold on. Before we give that.
Okay.
Right. What would you spend on it?
I'd probably say maybe like I do 120.
120.
I do 120.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Darius.
I wouldn't buy it.
Wow.
So I don't know if that's just my answer. I don't know.
I mean, speak what you feel, man.
Based on the proof and the name, I could see it at Drew's price point, like 120, 100. But for me, I don't think I wouldn't buy it again at any price. I wouldn't buy it personally.
Okay.
Sorry. That's just my.
I mean, I think you should go next because I know what I paid for it and I know what it cost.
I mean,
so.
that's fair.
Yeah.
I would probably spend like 69, where I wouldn't feel like that's, you know what I mean? Like I overspent for this.
Yeah.
Based on your feelings on it, yeah.
And to add, I guess, some other point, like, had I got the opportunity to buy it, I probably would have bought it at whatever it is Tone's probably about to say, I think. I'm trying to remember if I don't know if I remember, but I think had I gotten the same opportunity, I guess, that Tone got to purchase the bottle, I probably would have done it. So, before tasting it.
And at this point, you'd feel good about your purchase?
Well, no, I'm gonna say what I feel good at is 120.
So what tone?
Okay.
I mean, so part of it is, rare character and a rare release, right?
Yeah.
Like something that, limited amount of
it's
bottles.
over
There's only
120.
120 bottles. This was the 80th bottle out of 120.
Yep.
This is a $300 bottle.
How much did you pay for it?
$300. I mean, yeah, so I'm just saying,
Jeez.
seeing what you guys would spend on it, I'm like,
Hey, bro,
I'm happy with my purchase.
You enjoyed it. That's all that matters.
I mean, that is true.
I am really happy with it. I don't normally spend that much on a bottle. This might have been the bottle I spent the most on. Part of it was, rare character. I feel like, they've given us so many good bottles over the years.
So many bangers.
So many bangers. Frank, New Jersey, you know what I mean? Like I got a little bit of a heads up on this, so I was like, let me do it. But it's just interesting to throw that MSRP into the fold.
So Drew, would you drop 300 on that?
Under the same circumstances that Tone was under, I would have probably.
There we go.
That's not what we're asking.
No, that's
not what we're asking.
That's part of it, though.
Hold on, wait.
So
But that's not what we're asking.
After tasting it, I would, like I said 120. So that's about the ballpark
That's
of
it?
where I would have.
So you wouldn't spend more than that after tasting it.
So let's say now I've tasted the bottle's out for $300.
Yeah.
Right.
Come on.
Would you purchase
He's
it
thinking
again?
about it. Yeah, he's thinking about it.
No, he's thinking about how to say this delicately.
Bro, that
I'm thinking about all the other. I'm thinking about all the other bottles that I kind of want to get to spend, like, I'm thinking about the George T. Stagg that I still want to.
Well, that's a lot more than that.
Exactly. So am I going to spend $300?
But the Willet, you spent
Willet, yeah.
around the same amount.
That purple
right.
top was like
This is
$29.
this is a great question.
I
Right.
think I gave it a 4.25 or 4.5.
Yeah. So
The
you
Willet,
have
The
to-
purple
The
top?
Willet purple top.
Right. I mean,
So
I agree with
would you put this in
as
the
far
same
as-
axolot to that?
As far as
Listen,
which one I would spend that money on, I
This
would
got a
get that
longer
purple
finish,
top.
but I
Would
still
you?
take the Willet. Purple.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Because again, I said 120, so
Right. But we already knew
Like,
that.
That's like double
Yeah.
what you would.
Alright.
Yeah.
Hey, so
Yeah.
interesting.
It's very interesting.
But I like
and
this.
sometimes what you spend on is the experience,
Right.
regardless of what that experience winds up being.
Right.
Right? Like some of these bottles, you're never going to be able to taste again.
Right.
So...
yeah, I almost want to say it's almost like not the argument, but like the style of when they say early adopters, like those that want to try that new thing, those new things first. But this is not just a new thing. This is like the only thing.
It's right. There's no other old Cassidy.
So
right?
if you want the opportunity
Right
to
now.
taste something that you're never gonna get again,
Yeah.
Would you spend that extra money to be able to do that? Like I said before, under the same circumstances, probably would have went there. Yeah.
From a collector's perspective, then yes,
right. That's what I'm
yes, you're
saying.
gonna drop that money on that because you're gonna have.
I don't typically cross that barrier on bottles, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, the fact that I did, I was kind of like, well, this is like something super specific. Won't be able to get again.
And you're not disappointed.
Would you pay that again for this $300
again?
That's the question. Would you drop it up
Exactly.
I mean,
what would you spend on it now?
I'm happy I have it. Let's say that.
Okay. We understand.
But I will tell you that I've tasted this with a couple different people, and everyone who's tried it has been like, "Yo, this is."
Is this on secondary?
I'm sure. Yes, actually,
What
yes.
is it on?
Yes. So. Frank actually posted on I guess it was Unicorn Auctions or something like that, that this bottle, an unopened bottle of this, was going for like $1,000. Wow. So I'm just saying, like, the fact that our palates all might not align with it. There are people out there who are like collectors of what Rare Character does, right? Who like are looking for single barrels and like particular single experiences. 300 is like, they would pay that right now. They would pay that.
It wouldn't have been eye at it.
One
like,
second.
Yeah.
I could probably get that for what I have left in this bottle. I'm just saying. Like,
oh, you got a half bottle left? I give you $500 right now for that, bro.
I am just saying. There's definitely a market out for.
I can see
for
that.
all of this. So.
I'm just not that market.
Hey, you know what? I'm glad.
All jokes aside,
but you know
though,
what? I think us giving like an honest review of what we think of it is actually better than some of those. You get these glowing reviews.
Right.
That's all fine. Not everyone's gonna love every bottle. So
that's the great thing. We're 4 different people. We have 4 different palates.
Right, exactly.
I think that's a great thing about it. Where you get different opinions about what we think, and you can see the differences of our palates and whatnot. Yep. So I think that's pretty dope.
100%. So
nice. Well, there you have it. If you guys got a chance to get Old Cassidy and you tasted it, let us know what you guys think. Were you more on the Darius side, Cal side? Were you more like me and Tone? Where were y'all on that? We'd be happy to hear about it. All right, so till next episode.
Well, that concludes this episode of Steady Pour Podcast. Make sure you follow on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Yeah.
I swear you don't know what buttons to push.
Yeah, man.
It was the right button.
Wait, what happened?